me a shack, Lord, by the railroad yard. Gonna build me a shack, Lord, by the old railroad yard. Don't come looking for me unless you plan on meeting God. I know a place, boy, by the railroad track. Yeah, I know a place.
Welcome back in another episode of the Captain and Madden Show, hitting your airwaves July the 11th. My name is Mike Madden, one of the hosts here at the Captain and Madden Show. I'm wondering if you're saying to yourself, well, where's the captain? So the captain, Mike Corby. Captain, how are you today?
Forgive me if we don't shake hands, Sheriff.
Did I not get the reference to that?
I'm just going to answer everything in Val Kilmer lines from movies.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a fun quirk. Just to throw that out there.
No, I'm kidding. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Mr. Madden.
It was a little clunky beginning there.
I
don't know.
A little hangover from the vacation,
That's true. This is certainly the high time for vacations. I just got back from a vacation on Sunday, so I was away for a few days, taking care of business in the Catskill region of upstate New York. You came off of a cruise not too long ago that we talked about. Dare I say, ad nauseum. But it's the summertime. So the summertime is usually when people are thinking about taking another vacation, or you got something planned, or road tripping, have bag will travel. So that's why I was using the intro song. There was a song called Will Travel from the artist Will Berry, I believe, kind of a independent folk and alternative music artist. So yeah, we're talking about like everything that goes into traveling, vacationing, road tripping, whatever nomenclature you want to use. The pros and the cons of them. What's fun. About planning vacations, going on vacations, what can be the biggest torture points and the pressure points that you feel in and around it. So the trigger warnings, there may be some anxiety that comes up in this episode. So, everybody just listen. We're not forcing you to take any vacations. If anybody wants to just stay home all summer and just sit in air conditioning, by all means. If that makes you feel better, then who are we at the Captain and Madden Show to stand in your way? You know what I mean? But obviously we do want to have a conversation about taking trips, vacations, and whatnot. So, and pardon me, while I still have a cough from my vacation that just lingers around. So here's the first thing that I'm going to pose to you, Cap. When we're talking vacations, like, how excited are you? Like, when you and your family are saying, like, all right, like, what do we want to do? Just saying that you just got back from a vacation. Like, what's the planning process that you and the family do or have done to, like, pick a place, a destination, and then start to think about, like, building that vacation up?
Well, first thing is I try to find a place that possibly I could send the wife and kids to, and I can stay home.
Okay, all right. You're one of those.
Because then we can have a double vacation. Like, it's a vacation for them, and it's a vacation for me. But then I always realize I'll get stuck with the dogs.
So it's not really a vacation.
It's not really a vacation because they're worse than kids.
Okay.
So,
wow.
the thought. Well, I will go with this. Like, the thought process for my last vacation, which I did about a month ago, was my wife and I have not been on a vacation without the kids since we got married, which was coming up on 22, 20. Well, we're going to be married 24 years soon, but we haven't been on a vacation just by ourselves in
Wow.
about 20 something years.
Really?
So, we found a cruise line that was, and I guess you could say it was adults only. You had to be 18 and over.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that, God bless you. If you got young kids, I get it. But when you get to a certain point, you kind of don't want to deal with that anymore. Like, you kind of want to go and you want to, like, hey, if I want to drink my face off, I don't want to be like, oh, I did that in front of, like, a family of 4 or whatever. Or, you will kind of want, if you want to relax on a ship, like, the last thing you want to be dealing with is, hey, Mom, look at me. Hey, Mom,
Mhm.
look at me. I'm on the diving board. Mom, look at me. Mom, take a picture. That type of stuff.
Right.
So, originally we thought about, like, an all-inclusive, like where you go to a resort. But, when you kind of look at, you get a little bit more bang for your buck on a cruise. Plus, you kind of, you're out at sea. You're going to different destinations where an all-inclusive, you're in the same place for, like, whatever it is, 5 days or 6 days. So, gives you a little bit, like, I guess, a variety or different scenery when you go on a cruise. So that was kind of like the, I guess, the thought process behind that one. In years past, it's usually been, kid-centric. Like,
Okay.
either we went to Disney or we used our vacations to go look at colleges.
Okay. All right.
And then tried to figure out stuff to do while we were looking at colleges. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how we think about, how we're using our vacation, what we're using it for, and what fun things we can do, or is it going to be a whole vacation of fun?
Mm-hmm. Now, when and you've been on cruises before. This wasn't your first cruise, was it?
No, our first actual vacation, Maureen and I did was a cruise, and then kids were like, Ashley was definitely in high school. I forget how old Jake was, but we did a cruise in between Christmas and New Year's one year.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
okay.
it
All
was not. It was like 4 days, 5 nights, or 4 days and 5 nights or something. It was real. It was pretty. It was a quick. I'm sorry. Maybe we did 4 days, 3 nights or something. We left out of Florida. We went to the Bahamas and came back.
Okay.
But
all right.
it was good enough.
So when you're on a boat and you're planning a boat trip, a cruise. I don't know why I just call it a boat trip, but a cruise.
Right.
The amenities or the extras that are on that cruise, like the importance of them. Casino. How do you feel? Like, are you looking for a casino, or is that a factor in a yes or a no on that? Even some of these like road trips you said for looking at colleges or like in between places like.
Well, on a cruise, I haven't been on a cruise ship that hasn't had a casino.
Okay, all right. See, that's what I like.
You're kind of looking for, all right, where does the boat? First thing is, when does the boat leave? When does it come back?
Okay, right.
Because you have to, depending on what days you're taking off for your vacation for work.
Mm-hmm.
Cruises not all cruises are Monday through Friday. Like
Naturally,
some
yeah.
leave, so it's like you kind of have to plan that out a little bit. Like, when does the boat leave? When the boat come back? One year, we've taken flights down. One year we had a drive down, which adds extra pleasure to the vacation.
We'll
when
be
you have
talking
to
about
drive
car
from,
rides in a little bit.
to New Jersey down to Florida. So that goes into it. Plus, where does the boat? What are the destinations while you're on the boat? Or we keep calling it a boat. It's a cruise ship.
Okay, it's a
like,
ship. Yeah.
It's a traveling town basically.
Okay, right.
Like,
yeah.
It's like a mall on water. It's not like you're going out on your grandfather's boat. Like, you're gonna get seasick.
Okay. But I think for the simplicity of it,
those are the things that kind of go into it. Like,
yeah.
I don't specifically, I'm not a big drinker, but I mean, if you're planning on going on a cruise, you're probably looking at, well, what kind of alcohol specials do they have? Like, do they have something where you buy, like, hey, if you buy $300 ahead of time, like they give you extra money, like those sort of plans and stuff. If you plan on, drinking heavily while you're on a boat.
I would have to, because I'm not a nautical man. I don't do well on the sea, or I haven't in the past. I've never been on a cruise, and I don't think I will be on a cruise. Sorry, cruise ship industry. You seem lovely to some people, but I just put me on a plane and send me somewhere, and then I'll take over that town and make it my own. But I'm not big on like the let's do this by boat. Hey, a day trip is okay, or like a couple hours on a boat. Then we get off and we go somewhere, and then back on the boat to go home, like a ferry. I can do okay on a ferry, but like, if it was a cruise ship, I don't know if I'd be a happy person. But again, no slight to the cruise people out there. I know a lot of people that are big on cruises that like to take one, like whether it's once a year or once, like they're almost on a schedule, like once every couple of years, and they always like come back with great stories and pictures, and they meet people, and it's an industry for a reason. But it's not, my brain doesn't really connect with it. So that's one more seat that they can fill on the boat. But let's pivot away from the boat specific. When you're going, or at least traveling, like let's say it's not a vacation as much as it is like a few days to get away. I think, in my opinion, the most interesting thing, besides what is the town that you're going to, or the destination that you're spending your time in, and the entertainment that you're going to get out of that, I think the hotel is just as important. If you stay at a shitty place, or if if you have limited access to like what the main city would be, and you have to like rent a car to drive across town to get to like the good places that you want to go to, you're kind of defeating yourself. But also in the same sense, if you're staying in the middle of like a very busy city, and the hotel that you get is like a, kind of a second-rate hotel, that could ruin it too. So there's to me, there's a lot of planning, and there's a lot of thought that goes into the hotel and the hotel amenities. Let's just talk about that back and forth a little bit right now. Give me a couple things if you're going to stay at a hotel, give me a couple things that you definitely need that hotel to have for you.
A bed.
Shut up. A bed.
I'm not I can understand, like, if you're going to a city and you're going to be there for a couple of days.
That's in this hypothetical situation, this is what we're going to do.
I can understand where not like, all right, we're going to book a hotel, but it's a 30-minute car ride outside of Chicago. So now you got to travel 30 minutes just to get into Chicago. And then now you got to travel. Like, I understand trying to find a hotel that's like, okay, this is kind of smack dab in between. Like, all right, we're going to go, we're going to see the Willits Tower. We're going to see this. We're going to see that. And this is, 15 minutes from all of it.
Yeah.
I understand the strategics of that. But the actual hotel itself, I'm not like a person that goes in there and says like, oh my God, like the TV, like if you're going on vacation and you're spending the majority of the time in the hotel room, either you're on your honeymoon or you're having a shitty vacation. Is it okay if I say shitty?
Yeah, no, we can curse on this show.
Okay.
You may be right. Like, all right, let me dial that back. I think so. Let me explain a little bit about what I'm talking about. Maybe you can kind of catch the point that I'm getting at. I like easy access to other activities. So that hotel should be in a part of that town where the thing that I want to go to, like let's call it Chicago. I should be able to catch a train to go to Wrigley within walking distance of that hotel. I shouldn't have to take a cab across town or rent a car to drive to the train station or to drive to the stadium. So you're gonna have to give me like easy proximity to some mass transportation that I can take to the game, okay, or the event that I'm going to. The second thing that I do actually like a hotel that that's got either a bar or a restaurant attached to it that isn't just the Hyatt International Hotel bar. Like, give me like if they've got, even if it's just a little sports bar, if it's like Leon Durham's sports bar is adjacent to this hotel in Chicago, I'm interested in that because you're going to probably run into some connection that ties into that city and maybe even the reason that you're going to it. So those are the two of the things that I think of when it comes to things that I like a hotel to be kind of affixed to. But also, like, you want to have a variety. It's not just, hey, we stayed in such and such town, and yeah, it had a bar or restaurant, like, and then like a McDonald's across the street, but that was it. And the rest of the time, when you're not at the event or the show that you're going to or the theme park, whatever it may be, the rest of the time you're just kind of like lugging it out at the hotel, and you're forced to sort of like make a good time out of that. So like it could be just as simple as a museum that you could go to, or some other activity, or something that is in addition to the event that you're going to, something within walking distance, so that it's more attractive for you to stay an extra day, to be like, hey, I want to hit this up because I've heard or I read about this. It's 10 minutes walking distance from the hotel. So, let's try and like make sure that we have time to do that, before or after our main event that we're going to. So those are little things. The comfort of the room itself is important, but most of the places that you're going to stay at, they're not going to just have cots for beds, right? I don't care if that has a gym or it has a swimming pool in the gym area. If it has a swimming pool and I'm there in the summer, that's really cool. Like, and you can go outside and like bring a towel and like go swim. Yeah, no, that's actually pretty cool. That's a nice amenity. I don't mind paying a little bit of extra if you got a hotel that's got something like that. So those are the type of things that I think of when I'm saying like, hey, book a trip, got to see what the hotel situation is.
Well, I guess it really all depends on where you're going. Like, so let's just say you're going to Atlantic City, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to spend the weekend there in the summertime. You're probably looking at something that's like, it's summertime. I want to be near the beach. I want a room kind of looking out at the ocean rather than looking out at Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, don't remind me what city I'm in.
Yeah, let me just look out in the ocean, pretend I'm, or even if you go to Vegas, like the first time that I was out in Vegas, like we were able to upgrade to, I think they called it like a junior suite or something like that, and it was cool because we were instead of where our original room was basically an inside room that really didn't have any view. We had a view looking out over the Strip, and the hotel that we were at was like diagonal from Bellagio.
Oh,
so
yeah.
at any given time, we could look out our window and we could see the fountains go off.
Yeah.
Now we couldn't hear. I think they played different music or whatever with each of the times they do it, but it was kind of like, oh, like, hey, we're up in the room, like, whatever, we're getting ready to go out, like, oh, by the way, like, come on over and we'll watch the fountains for 5 minutes,
Yeah, no,
but by the second or third day that you're there, it's kind of like, all right, I don't need to see the fountains again. Like, but the first night that you're there, it's kind of cool. So I guess those are the things, like, depending on what city you're going to. By the way, when I'm in Chicago, I prefer Ron Kittle's Steakhouse over Leon Durham's restaurant.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
you'd be a crazy person to not. But I think that's.
I guess the other side of it is really what your trip is all about. Like if you're on like if you happen to get tickets to WrestleMania,
Mhm.
and yeah, you would love to get a hotel room that's right by whatever the venue but that room may be like $800 a night.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas, hey, if I go 20 minutes a little bit north or south or something, like I could get a room for like $300 or $400.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saving. It's annoying. I'm gonna have to Uber from my hotel to the venue, but I'm saving myself like $400 to be like 20 minutes further away from it. So sometimes your economics also play into it. Like
That's true.
sometimes you would really like to have the hotel that's right next to MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If that whatever that, I forget was that Hyatt or whatever, that might be
It's a Sheraton.
There's Sheraton. I forget what it was.
Well, with whatever, whatever it is. Like I know exactly what you're talking about.
You may have to go and exit further south on the turnpike and take an Uber in. You know what I mean? But it's going to save you some dough.
Yeah, you're right. But that's again that when I think about like that's part of your planning process, and in the same breath, like if you're saying like, all right, well, what I'm sacrificing to be as close as possible to the venue that I need to go to for the event that I'm in town for. If I'm sacrificing that closeness, I need to make up for that in other entertainment in and around that hotel. So that fallback hotel should have something that when I'm not at the main show or the main game or whatever it is, that should have something within that town that you can like walk towards. Because that's the thing. It's like if you're just saying like, hey, I'm just like hopping, I'm making this trip, halfway across the country to go to this event, and all I'm doing is going to the event and getting right back into the hotel and then flying home. It's like, well, did you really can you call that a vacation? Can you call that like technically, it's almost like a business trip at that point. Like you're not treating yourself to anything aside from wake up, go to thing, go back to a hotel, go back to sleep, go home. So,
Right.
Give me some extra entertainment. That's how I feel, and I think the hotel is sort of the key to thinking about that. But along those same lines, and we did mention casinos briefly in there, the Atlantic City and what do you call it, Las Vegas of it all. You lived in Connecticut for a while, like day trips to like the Mohegan Suns of the world, or like a weekend trip to like a just like a kind of a low level casino, more or less. Like thoughts about doing that? Is that something like on a budget that makes sense to do, or is that just sort of like, hey, if somebody suggests it, we'll make that trip and see if it's worth it?
I have yet to do. We never, unfortunately, had the chance to do a Mohegan Sun trip.
Okay.
Got to remember, we were in Connecticut. We had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
That's true.
We didn't really have many babysitters in Connecticut. So, and I have not done like one of the ones in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Normally, it's not like I like that. I like gambling,
Mm-hmm.
but it's usually one of those like last minute kind of like let's just take a trip down to AC for a couple hours type of thing.
Yeah.
Or when my my parents were around and we used to go down to Delaware to visit them.
Yeah.
It was a hey, on our way back we could hit AC
Yeah.
type of thing. But yeah, I mean those are no different than same thing as maybe planning to go like, oh, I'm going to a ball game in Philly and we're going to stay over, or we're doing a concert,
Mhm.
so and so is playing up. You kind of do a little bit of research, like what, hey, I've talked to people at work or people in my family or friends that have gone to this casino and they rave about it. You're basically kind of going off at that point off any suggestions or, word of mouth type of thing,
Yeah,
rather than where, Vegas is like a destination type of,
I can see that.
there's other,
Yeah.
yeah, there's 14, 15 casinos on the strip.
You're getting,
plus,
you're definitely getting multiple plays out of this,
Yeah.
and you're hitting multiple because you obviously you're not just flying in there for a day and flying out of there for a day. You do have like a full itinerary usually planned or at least in mind to do. So that's interesting.
plus, I'm gonna give you a little insider information. The hookers in Las Vegas are way better than the ones in Pennsylvania.
Well, I would imagine, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
they're pretty close to legal in the state of Nevada, depending on where you go. So yeah, they're the true professionals.
Yes.
The
They don't. There's never a slogan that says "Whatever happens in Pennsylvania stays in Pennsylvania."
whatever happens at this Indian casino in Long Island stays on this Indian casino.
Is
in Long
totally
Island.
recorded and will be used against you if you ever
Yeah.
try to run for office.
Right. Yeah. What's your feelings on like rental cars or again
I'm for them.
you've had to take families on vacations. Does it make you feel like I always, and I'll tell you my opinion about it first before I have you jump in. I always feel like that if there's an opportunity to rent a car and to take a long road trip, as long as the price is right, I will always go for that because that you're taken out of your like everyday car, right? You're not in your like the thing that you commute to work in, and usually you can upgrade over what you have. So if I have like a 2015, Nissan Sentra, I'm going to probably go for like maybe a CRV or like a low level SUV if I'm renting something so I can get more space and I can carry more stuff to the destination that I want to go to. And you have a capacity to fit more people into the car. And it basically enables you to sort of like have this outside experience. So I'm definitely all for like renting cars if it's within the budget. But you're a family man. Does it make economical sense, or is it just like here's another headache of something that I have to like take pristine care of, and it distracts me from my vacation?
First of all, it's a rental car. You don't take pristine care of shit.
Well, you got to send
That's
it
the whole
back.
point of that's the whole point of having rental cars. That the kids spill a bag of popcorn in the back. Well, tough shit. Somebody else is gonna have to clean that out. I don't
All
have
right.
to clean that out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've rented a car to drive to Florida and back.
Mm-hmm.
Rented a car for to do the Connecticut and Massachusetts, and then unfortunately we had a flight canceled, and I had to rent a car to go from Newark Airport to Wisconsin to Ohio and back to Newark Airport. So, yeah, I mean it's definitely you're saving mileage on your car, you're saving wear and tear. Anything happens to the car while you're out traveling, you call a number and somebody's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on wood, I've never had any issues with any of my cars that I've used or rented.
Okay.
I've been lucky twice that I went to go rent one of the options was a small SUV. And then when I got there, was told, "Oh, we don't have any small SUVs, but we can give you a large SUV for the same price."
Oh.
So the one trip, I think I drove a Grand Jeep Cherokee
Okay. All right.
with all of the bells and whistles and lane assistance and all that other everything that goes along with it. That was actually that was like, it was a black Jeep Cherokee, black tinted windows, and I think it had like 20,000 miles on it. It was sweet. It was a very enjoyable ride. The other one, I think we had like some sort of like, it almost looked like I should have been in a motorcade. One of those like Suburban type of. Yeah, not an Escalade, but it was like a Suburban or something like that. And the whole time I was like, this thing's got a third row and there's only 3 of us. This is such a waste. But
everybody gets a row.
His Highness Jake got to spread out like he was he took up a lot of that back seat as much as he could to make himself comfortable all the way to Wisconsin and back. So,
yeah.
So yeah, I definitely, if it is something where, like the first time we had to rent a car, it was basically because we just kept on, we couldn't get a flight down to Florida. Like they kept, jacking up the prices for the flights, and it was so much cheaper to rent a car than it was for the 4 of us to fly.
Yeah.
So we wind up doing that. But yeah, definitely if it is one of those things where you're doing a road trip, and I'd highly recommend renting a car because, like I said, like especially if you got kids, like you don't have to, like if you're doing like 8 hours or plus in a car every day, like or to get wherever you're going, it's there's gonna be some messes and shit in the back. So and not food wise and crap like that, but yeah, I would definitely renting cars is well, it's like there is that thing of like, hey, if you're in the if you're maybe you're coming to the end of your lease, or your real car is kind of like, we might be needing a new car soon. Renting a car and feeling how the car drives, you think you hate it now. Wait till you get it on the road and drive across country to Wally World in it.
Yeah. It's a good test. Yeah, that's a good test drive.
It's a very good test drive to get your whole family stuck in a car doing a 1,300 mile trip.
Yeah. It's and that's the point that I'm getting at. Is like I think I equate them to vacations and longer road trips because it's a vacation from your regular ride. It's a vacation from your regular reality. So it is it always ends up being like kind of a cool transportation mode, for lack of a better term.
Plus, growing up, I mean, we didn't fly. If we went on vacation, we didn't fly anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We did car trips, and it was like the 5 of us in a like. The few times we went down to Virginia to see my dad's cousin, and it was, mom, dad up in the front, and then the 3 of us, like, in the back seat. Not that we had a third row or we were in an SUV or anything. It was like we're in a regular car, and it was like, okay, my brother's laying down on the floor. We have to keep our feet up on the seat because we can't step on him because he's trying to get in that, like. So I've been on the other side of it where you're the 5 of us trying to cram into a really, and the whole time you're just kind of like looking at your dad going, really? You could drive faster than 55. Like,
yeah, test this out. So,
what is nowadays like a 5-hour trip was like a 7-hour trip back then.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not comfortable.
No. The past was certainly not kind on some of those long road trips. So you briefly just mentioned it there. The airplanes. I think airports are still cool. I know, like, they get a bad reputation for, like, you lose bags there. You got to go through TSAs. You got to go through all these checkpoints, and it's expensive to buy food there. I still think it's for people watching. And for, like, any of the ones that I've been in that are outside of the tri-state area, that you can see something like unique and cool while you're waiting for a flight because like this, this airport has, this type of setup or, they were the first ones to put the people movers, whatever it may be. Like, I think just the time spent in an airport is like, it's some of the most like curious times that I have. So I'm pro airport. I'm curious to see what you think of airports.
Well, this past trip, we got to fly out of the new terminal that's in Newark Airport.
Oh, okay. Yes. The one that just opened.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot better than what was there in the past.
Okay.
One of the recommend, if you can, time wise, if this fits in or whatever, like, dude, do like an afternoon flight because
All right.
like my previous experiences have always been like the 7:00 flight or
you want to get on
trying to get
as early as possible, right?
and it's packed and everyone's like we had like a 1:00 flight and it was just like zipped right through security, like no stress whatsoever. And then we're in this terminal that's brand new. There's all sorts of shops and like plenty of different places to eat. It was like being in a big food court at the mall, at the mall. I mean, of course, they still have like your Hudson newsstands and stuff like that. So if you just want to grab something snack, but if you seriously like, if you get up there and you end up like, oh, I didn't think we are going to get through security that fast, and we're going to be sitting here for 2.5 hours. Like there actually are pretty nice restaurants and stuff like that in the new one. So hopefully, I think they're supposed to do the other two terminals up like this one. So Newark may not be as bad as it has been in the past to travel to.
Yeah. Okay, that's positive.
And then coming home full. I mean, Miami it's a pretty basic airport, but
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy, people watching and going, please God, don't let that person be sitting next to me on the flight.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're scouting.
That type of, or that guy might be a terrorist.
Oh, listen, I don't look for that. I look for the please let a famous people get on my flight with me so I can have that to like talk about and chat about. I always like the when I used to fly to Texas for South by Southwest, I like the airport in Austin is kind of a cool one because it has very much like the city is the music capital of the country, so it's got a lot of like music art on the walls, and you do have bands that are like playing in the airport, like busking that have a permit to be in the airport, so you get a little bit of that like live music feel, like so they certainly ramped that up. I did really like spend some time in the airport in Milwaukee, probably 10 or 12 years ago when I was in Milwaukee for a ball game, and they have a good airport. Like there's again the same sort of thing that you're talking about. If it's got a little bit of variety of places that you can go to like eat and kind of like sit and like face the people that are walking through the airport, or if they have a cool airport bar that seems to be lively and it's people are chatting with each other and not just like staring at their phones, then that certainly is that's a step in the right direction. But I think every major city that has them, there's usually a lot of like talking points about them. Like there's something, maybe it's got like the map of the state that they have like, all of these like pinpointed places, or some sort of like talk piece. And especially, again, if you've got sporting events that are going on there, or a reason that people that might be famous that are coming in and out of town, then your eyes are always open to, who might I see at the airport, and how might this be something that's that I can talk about when I'm sharing my favorite things about my vacation. So I'm pro airport for sure. Yeah, of course. Like if your flight gets delayed and you're sick of looking at the same thing, in your terminal, that gets a little bit mundane. But you know, for the most part, like if you can walk around and you can easily get, you know, from the common areas back to your gate, and it's, you know, you don't have to go all the way across the building, then, you know, stretch your legs, walk around, give yourself some time to walk around in an airport, please. At any time that anybody's vacationing.
Are you getting really famous people at an airport anymore? I kind of feel like you're now like it's low level celebrities. Like you're running into somebody from the Jersey Shore or some sort of reality star. Like I don't think like, oh dude, I was in such and such airport and I saw Brad Pitt, because they fly, you know what I mean? Like they fly private jet, and I'm sure they get picked up by a car on the runway. Like I think it's more of like, oh, that's that's one of the Real Housewives of whatever, you know, Atlanta, or, you know, I don't think you're getting like a top 8 celebrity on a commercial flight anymore.
You may not. I still think, like, again, I still think like there's, you know, there's elements to that where
you're getting like the bass player from Maroon 5.
A local
like
local news guy. Like you might see a local news guy at the airport, or you may see like a you know, I think you still see musicians at airports, and pretty often. Again, if you're in town for a concert or a festival, that was the big thing. Like for South by Southwest, like you were expecting to see like people that were of notoriety come in and out of, especially Newark Airport, because that's close enough to New York City that you're going to have some journalists that are going down to cover the festival. They're going to be on your plane or in the airport at the same time. Musicians that live in New York that are flying out of there, you know, whoever it may be, like you can catch that, and that's the sort of thing. Yes, you probably aren't going to have your top level. The Yankees aren't going to be coming in and out of Newark Airport to like fly to, you know, Oakland.
They're certainly not flying to Houston, because no damn Yankees are going to fly to Houston.
But sports commentators go through the airport, like, you know, people that are of notoriety that, you know, may be attending a playoff game. Famously, I saw Andy Pettitte on an airplane coming back from Houston back to New York. I want to say that was it during like one of the Yankees Astros playoff games. So you'd be surprised if you have your eyes peeled and you're sort of willing it into existence. 9 times out of 10, there will be somebody that is famous that you see at an airport. Boy, howdy, that's exciting. So that's another thing that's great about airports. Let's see. The rest of the little things that I have here noted down, mass transportation aside from the airplanes. Have you ever taken a trip on a long, train trip?
No, unfortunately, I have not. I would actually love to do that.
Really? Okay. All right. So explain what makes it appealing to you.
I like trains.
I like turtles.
I'm not like Sheldon Cooper, like, you know, freaky about trains, but like, it would kind of be like a throwback type of trip. Like that's how, for, you know, I guess, you know, the early part of the 20th century, that was like your main way of, you know, of getting around the country was to take a train somewhere. So there's always like that, romantic, or I don't know, like throwback to like, oh, I'm gonna go to Chicago, but I'm taking the Amtrak. You know, it's gonna be like a 20-hour trip. Blah blah blah. We make a couple stops here and there. You get to kind of see. You're not, you know, that's the one thing about when you're driving. When you're the driver, you don't get to see shit.
Yeah.
You see the cars in front of you, but you know, a lot of times you don't get to see, you know, oh, that's, you know, by the time you turn around and look, you're already passing it. You know, on a train, you might be able to see different sites or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
mainly because it's it's kind of a throwback. You think about early ball players and stuff like them. The travel guys worrying that like, oh, this game's going into extra innings. Like we got a 6 o'clock train because
Yeah.
we got to get to St. Louis for a 3 games. So there's that old I guess throwback or however you want to put it that is appealing to me to do something by train. It'd be very similar in the same way. Like I don't want to get in a car and travel anywhere. Like I know I'm gonna have to do it, but like I'm really kind of done with taking the 1,100-mile round trip like in a car. Like, but if you told me I could do that in an RV,
Okay. Right.
all
Yeah.
right, I'd be more down to it because it's like, all right, we get to stop off at places. We kind of do some camping. We got everything we need like on the RV itself. That would be fun. Same thing as with a train. Like, oh, you get meals. You go on the food part or whatever. I think that's what they call it.
Dining cart.
Food dining cart. That's what I'm
Dining
looking
cart.
for.
Yes.
So I think it'd be different. I think it would be an experience that I would like to try,
Okay.
but have not done.
Right. Right. That's a good point. I'm not like enamored by train travel. Yes, there's a historical element to it. There's kind of there is a cool factor. It certainly is different, but much in the same way that the boat thing is, I think that would be the type of thing after a certain because if you're going cross country, like in a train, I think they're like, I think it's like a 48 hour, 72 hour trip, depending on how far you're going. So it's a lengthy period of time to be kind of cooped up in the train, in the body of the train to begin with. So it's not the type of thing where you can say like, all right, the flight is the fastest way to get there. And I know, once I'm out of the airplane, like I've got an airport that I can go stretch my legs and I can kind of get my bearings about me. I think the length of time on a train is much like the length of time on a boat, where it's sort of like, well, I don't have like, I can't pull over and, and kind of put this thing, like, kind of settle myself. If I'm committing to taking this long trip via train, like, I have to be in the mentality to do it. And part of me is like, I don't know if it's like, there's a cool factor to it. There's kind of a throwback factor, but there's also like, I don't know if my comfort would be the most guarded thing in that situation.
Well, it'd be like anything else. You would just kind of like, I don't think you're going to take a train straight from New York to L.A. Like you're going to take a train where you,
yeah,
all right,
you stop in a
I'm going to
secondary
stop
location.
in this town,
Right.
and then pick up another train and then go like, so it's probably going to take oh, it took me 7 days to get from New York to L.A., but I did stop at this city. I did stop here.
Yeah,
I did stop there.
Yeah, I was there for 10 hours.
Or, going straight from New York to L.A. on a train would be, that'd
be crazy, but
I don't want to say torturous, but like that's something like you're doing that for a reason because you can't get a flight or I don't know, or you're scared of flying or something like that, but you have to get to LA.
Right.
Kind of like a midnight run situation.
It is.
But,
well, listen, that's another check in the pro column is like, I want to travel across the country midnight run style.
So I could be Bobby De Niro. I'll put you in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. See, now we're talking. So,
Marvin, look out!
So that's that's really the vehicle portion of the conversation. I want to just hit a couple things that are staples of whether they are a long-term vacation or a short-term day trip. The beach stinks, right?
Yeah, beach is
it's the worst. I don't mind looking at
I-
it from a hotel window, or like on a patio. I don't mind looking at it, but fuck you, I don't want to walk around on it.
It really depends on the. I'm gonna tell you this. I hate the beach,
Mhm.
but the beaches in the Bahamas are top notch. And you
Okay.
haven't lived till you've been on a beach in the Bahamas.
Well,
It's like, it's not like going it's not like going to LBI or anything like that. Like,
yeah.
it's a whole different experience. And so no, I hate the beach. I mean, if you're giving me an option of beach or pool, I'm always going pool.
Yeah, no,
But I will
100% pool.
say, like, it really depends on like where you're gonna like. And I've been on a couple of different beaches in Florida. Some were nice, others were
Okay, but
you know,
here's my main gripe with the beach is the sand.
sand sucks.
The sand. All right, so that you were saying like there's nothing like the beaches in the Bahamas. Okay,
That stuff is like it's hard to like you're walking on. It's like you're walking on pillows. It's not like you're even really walking on sand.
but if my
It's just
if my feet get wet because I went in the water, I will still get pillow on the bottom of my feet, right?
yeah, but it's not grainy. It's like walking on powder, rather than walking on like a really grainy like
Okay, all right.
northeast beach where it's
Gotcha.
like my feet are like I'm not even in the water and my feet are already like, ugh, this sucks.
Right. True.
It's completely different.
Okay.
And then like the sand that like when you're actually in the water, you're not walking on seashells
Mm.
and algae and crap. Like you're up to your neck and you're looking down. You're walking on the same sand.
It's the cleanest.
And,
yes.
and you can look down and you can see your feet and you can see everything around you. So
Okay.
it's night and day. It's not. I'd almost be like it's not even the same sport. It's not even the same. It's like going to a beach around here and going to a beach like in the Bahamas is just two different. It's like minor league baseball and major league baseball. It's just two different completely things.
Well, fair play. I didn't think you were going to describe it like, hey, you're going to the Bahamas, and the sand is like walking on like angels come. I didn't think you were going to paint that picture as much as it is. It's a beautiful picture, and listen,
You're walking on like powder, and then when you're in the water, you feel like you're in a fish tank.
okay, all right,
Like it's because like all this stuff is like you see tropical fish like around you, and it's not like, oh look, there's like, there's seaweed and there's like,
a straw, and
yeah, like there's a
half a
bedpan
dirty
that fell
diaper.
out- yeah, or whatever you get at the local beaches around here. Like,
Hmm.
oh look, there's a nice hypodermic needle floating in the water.
Pretty.
Like you don't get any of that. Like
It's an elevated view.
Yeah.
I understand. I can understand that, and from your perspective, it does really make it sound like a dream. But it's still beach stinks. It's too hot outside. You're gonna get sunburn. I'm not even taking the sand into consideration at this point. Like, I'm gonna get sunburn. I don't like going in the water because I had a bad experience a time or two in the ocean where I got caught in one time I got caught in a riptide, and I kind of floated out to sea. That would have been the end of me. But there was a nice person that had a Hawaiian Punch flotation device that they came out and they got me in. Not a lifeguard, by the way. Just another good Samaritan. But yeah, I really have kind of sworn off walking on the beach unless 100% necessary. So let that be a lesson. Like if you're if you have a beach resort and you want to be a sponsor for this podcast, sell me on the casino on the inside of the hotel or on the other side of the island. Don't tell me how great the beach is. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna take it to one of the other big things, and this is you mentioned before that you've taken the kids and the family on a trip to Disney. Are theme parks still fun?
Depends on who you go with.
So you think it's the company that you're keeping rather than the entertainment on property?
Here's the thing. I don't care who you go with. I don't care if they've been there a million times, or if they're a general in the fucking Air Force. Like, you're never doing everything in Magic Kingdom in one day.
Of course you're not.
And if you are, be prepared there to be there for like 14 or 15 hours.
I see.
Which is no fun for anybody, even the kids. Even the kids get a little like, when the hell are we leaving this place? Look, I'm at the age, luckily my kids are a little bit older. I'm more into like the Epcot, Hollywood Studios portion of Disney. That to me is fun. Animal Kingdom was okay. I don't want anything to do with Magic Kingdom. And that's like...
It's where Space Mountain is.
Yeah. I don't know. Until they move it. I think they got rid of Splash Mountain.
Space Mountain. Splash Mountain, I'm sure they renamed it. Space Mountain, oldest ride, longest line. Woo.
So my thoughts on that are, like, yes, it's a great trip. The kids love it.
Mm-hmm.
They're trained and stuff. It's the nicest place on earth. Everybody's there is nice to you. It is the cleanest friggin' park you'll ever be to in your life.
Yes.
But it is very expensive, and I don't know. Like, I'm not somebody that sits there that wants to go there 3 times every year. But that's just me.
That's overkill.
As far as all theme parks,
okay.
I've been the Great Adventure here in Jersey. I went to Busch Gardens when I was in Virginia when I was a kid.
Okay, right. As have I.
I survived at Traction Park.
Okay, right. Yeah.
I've done a couple little other ones here and there.
Sesame Place.
Yes, I did. Yeah, Sesame Place. I did that when that was actually a class trip.
Of course.
Trying to think of some other, but
water parks. Like, I'm sure you've been to a few water parks in your day.
Yes. Hershey Park.
Hershey Park, right?
There's a water park and amusement ride. I've been there a couple of times.
It's got a delightful scent because it smells like chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nope. They're after you. Dogs are going nuts.
Oh, because they heard about not the chocolate. They don't want that.
Yeah. Oh, they love chocolate. They're suicidal dogs.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, I can't say I've been to every Six Flags. I've never. Here's one of my I've never been to California.
Oh, neither have I.
I still have to get my ass to California. So I've never been to, I guess, Disneyland would be the California version.
Okay, right.
Plus, there's other,
amusement parks.
There's a huge Six Flags, I think, in Texas somewhere.
There is, one of the first Six Flags, right?
So yeah, what's the other ones in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati's got they've got a big one.
We are not the Brady kids. I didn't take my kids we're going to Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're going to and leave these architecture plans on the roller coaster with you.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, as long if you're a ride person or you can find enough things to do on there. The worst is if you ever go to an amusement park with somebody and they wind up tossing their cookies. It kind of puts a damper on the rest of the day.
It slows things down for sure. Listen, you can't ride everything.
And of course, I can't forget not mentioning the ultimate amusement park, and that is Keansburg Amusement Park.
Keansburg
the boardwalk.
Figured that was
I have
was going to pop up
ridden
at some
the
point.
Screaming Demon.
Okay, yes, that's important to write down. That should be on your resume. That should be the first. The intro paragraph on your resume is I rode the Screaming Demon.
largest wooden roller coaster on the East Coast for
Yeah.
about 20 years.
But the I think they're still fun. I still think there's value in them. I don't get to go to them because I don't have kids, and it would be like I have to really be motivated to say, hey, I want to make like a trip to Great Adventure, or it would basically have to be like a piggyback. Somebody else is taking their kids, or just gives me the idea to like, hey, come along with us. Like, you know, you can go. I also don't like the idea, like if I was going to go to like Florida, like Orlando, I like some of those parks enough. But that would, depending on how much you, and I know they climb in entry fee like every year, and I mean it's pretty out of control. But the thought process that I have is, if you're going down there and it's part of a planned vacation, you're going to build that into like at least 2, if not 3 days of it anyway. So it's got to be built into your budget. You have to realize you can't just say like, oh, I'll fly by the seat of my pants and just go. And then it's like, oh, it's $250 to walk into this place before I buy a single thing. Like, oops, you know, you're going to fuck yourself over in that sense. So yeah, you have to realize that, A, this is going to be a costly day, or a costly set of days if you end up going. So just, you know, bite your upper lip and go for it, and make sure that that's part of it. You know, the Hershey Parks and the Sea Worlds of the world, and all of these like sort of second tier, you know, non-Disney, non-Six Flags type amusement parks. They, just like the airports, they all have this sort of like this local lore, and that's the type of thing like, hey, everybody's got something that's a little bit more unique than the last one. They don't look cookie cutter, so they tend to be interesting to me in the way that the park was built, or the architecture, or certain events that are going along at the time that you're there. So those can be pretty interesting and cool to build that into a trip as well.
Did you just say that like an airport and an amusement park has the same lore?
I do, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the
Well,
way,
okay.
All right. Make
Make
sure you bring your American Express card when you go to Disney, because the mouse does not take IOUs.
So here's the other thing.
Yep.
Let me justify the airport and the amusement park here's what they have in common. People watching. It's primetime people watching. It's elite level people watching. Depending, they have a lot of like city or state pride. So they're gonna have stuff that's based on, like, if you go to Busch Gardens, they've got like tie-ins with the industry that is in that area. So, you know, they're gonna give you a beer tour while you're at Busch Gardens. If you're at, you know, like the airport in St. Louis, you know, it's close to the Budweiser brewery. Like that's the sort of thing that I'm thinking of. It's just sort of like, you know, there's a connection to the city that it's in. Now, that's not the case with Disney. That's not the case with Six Flags, because they're more corporate and, you know, just more make you want to spend money. But this, you know, I guess this, as I said, the second tier amusement parks are probably more akin to the fun and excitement of an airport than they are a library.
If an amusement park has a tie-in to a local brewery, you're totally there.
Oh, I'm totally there. Yeah. Yeah. Doy. It's just, that's, I mean, come on. And there was a day, people want to argue with me all the time, because I know you can go to you could go to Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey right now, and you can get a beer. And we can walk around the park, have a beer, and have a great day. There was a time when you couldn't drink beer in an amusement park. And maybe that was just because I was not of drinking age. But I do not remember them selling beer at Great Adventure in the 80s and 90s when I went more frequently. So now that's sort of turned, and they've opened it up.
Because you're going to end up just throwing up.
Well,
Who the hell wants
okay.
to have a whole bunch of beers and then go on the looping starship? You're gonna throw your guts up all over the. all over the damn Starship.
But you can drink around the world in Epcot, and you can, and that's sort of like
there's nothing really upchuckable like in Epcot. Like
the amount of food that you're eating in those.
Soarin', like you're not gonna go on Soaring after having a couple beers and be like, oh my god, somebody get me a bucket, I'm gonna throw up. Like you go on Rolling Thunder after having a few, throw back a few Ultra, Michelob Ultras or something. You're gonna be like, holy shit! Like you're gonna have your head in the garbage can after you get off the ride.
It's a fair point. By the way, if I had a few beers and I went on the land at Epcot, that might make me throw up, just because that ride sucks and it's so boring, and I want to get more beer.
Is that the one that's in the golf ball?
Is it in the golf ball? It's where you like learn the agricultural history of organically growing vegetables. And I'm sorry, I just fell asleep.
No, this one you go up, like you're in like a little like cart. That's all.
Okay.
They're all connected carts.
Okay.
And it takes you up into the golf ball, and it tells you all about like the history of like electronics and computers. And
see,
all
that's
that
kind of
stuff.
cool. Yeah.
And we ended up on that thing like 3 times because it was air conditioned, and for some reason Jake loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the first time I kind of stayed away. The last 2 I was out like a light because it's in like complete black. It's like darkness, and it's air conditioned. I was just like out like I think I was snoring, which probably upset some of the locals. But
well, listen,
whatever.
That's fine. At least they had their guns on silence. If they're Floridians. Is there anything else vacation oriented that we haven't covered?
Rental cars, hotels.
Yeah. Casinos, airports.
Do you want to discuss traveler's checks first?
No.
Okay.
No. Traveler's checks are... Give me, just off the top of your head, the 3 best places that you've been and the 3 places you'd never go back to.
Ooh. It's
or
funny
no. All right, let me pull that back. I want 3 places that you haven't been that you would like to go, and then the 3 places you'd never go back
to. So where I would want to go, I really would like to spend. I've been outside of it. I drove through it. I would like to spend some significant, like a couple of days in Chicago.
Okay.
Definitely, at some point, have to do a trip to like San Diego, LA, and San Fran. Although I'm hoping maybe by the time I get out there, San Fran is a little bit cleaned up.
Okay.
Right. From what I hear, it's kind of getting a little.
You hear that, San Francisco? Get your act together. The captain wants to come and visit.
And
get your shit together.
And a shout out to my boy, Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like to get to Nashville.
Okay. All right.
And I see that happening. I kind of see that happening sooner than Chicago or California.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Nashville's got a lot of cachet right now.
So, places. So I wrote down. Here was my thing that I did write down, just in case you brought up.
Okay.
Bahamas is probably my favorite place that I've been to.
Okay.
Been there twice.
Right.
Miami, surprisingly, I actually liked the city and I had fun there.
It was all the cocaine you did.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, I mean, you never really lived until you fired an Uzi.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
seriously.
awesome.
Yeah. Did you finish that mission from Grand Theft Auto 4 or?
Oh,
no, that was 3.
I stole
that
a car.
Was,
I stole a car, hit a cop with a machete,
that
banged
was
a
Vice
hooker.
City.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, real joy.
Awesome.
10 out of 10.
And I gotta say, New York, I'm kind of done with it. I don't like. Obviously, yes, I'll probably go there to go see a concert, or I'm going to see a Broadway show there pretty soon. But as far as like that, oh, let's go in the city and like,
nah,
I'm kind of done.
Nah.
Like, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything left in the city that, like, oh, I've never been there. I really need to, like, oh, I'm dying to go back. Like, yeah, I think outside of necessity, like going to a ball game or, something at the Garden or something like that. Like,
Well, that's
Yeah,
that's a day.
like,
you're talking day trip now. You're not talking about like
yeah, I know,
spending a
but I'm just
weekend in
saying,
New
like,
York. Like you're not a cajillionaire.
I've seen. I've been to St. Patrick's Cathedral. I've seen the tree at Christmas time.
Mhm.
Like, I've been downtown Wall. Like, I've been to the Freedom Tower. I've been to the Empire State Building. Like, there's like nothing. There's nothing really I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. Somebody brings up hey, what are you doing this weekend? I want to go in the city. I'm gonna be like, well,
Nah,
have fun.
pass. Pasadena.
Pass. Hard pass.
Hard pass. But
So,
you
yeah.
you should go to upstate New York. You'd get a kick out of that place. I highly recommend 10 out of
Worst
10. Upstate
Worst
New York.
fucking worst fucking drivers ever is actual New York State drivers.
Yeah.
They suck.
Oh, no, they have all narrow roads up there.
Whatever. They still suck. Learn how to drive.
All right. Let me think.
Come on, New York State. You're better than that.
You're better than that. Let me think. For my 3 places that I've never been that I would like to go, I would put California where I'll be in California next April for the first time for a wedding. And I think we have like an extra day or 2 built into it to kind of it's in Napa Valley, so the wedding
Wine
is
tasting.
the wedding is there, and then it gives you a couple built-in days to just sort of like see what other antics you can get into. So that'll be my first time on the West Coast.
It'll be a golfing trip.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. The golfing will be built into it. Yeah. I do think like going to like Cincinnati has always been like in my mind. I'm like, and it doesn't sound sexy at all. Like, take that trip to Cincinnati. You can get into all sorts of trouble there. But it's sort of like the allure of it is, it's a good sports town. So like being able to like go to, to see the Reds or the Bengals play, and also like it's a good hub for college hoops as well. So I think that's kind of got a like if I could pick a dream vacation, like that might be a place that would be on my radar. And I want to say.
By the way, I did take in a soccer match in Cincinnati.
Oh, see, there you go. Right, 10 out of 10, or was it a disappointment?
No, it was actually surprisingly easy to get in and out of traffic-wise.
Yeah.
It was pretty much a sold-out game, so it was kind of, believe me, it was a lot easier getting out of the parking lot and driving through Cincinnati than it is getting out of the parking lot at Red Bull Arena.
Yeah.
And driving home from Harrison, which for some reason still takes like 45 minutes to do. Like we were able to get out of the parking lot and through the city of Cincinnati in like 25 minutes. It was amazing.
Yeah. I think the only other place that like if I could pie in the sky, absolute like I would enjoy like a week there, I would go to Japan. I would go to like Tokyo, and I would definitely I would take in some wrestling in Japan for sure. So those would be like those are the 3 sort of dream vacation scenarios that I would think about. Places that I would not go back to. Listen, I've been to Florida enough. I think 6 times. It's okay. It's not something that I'd be like dying to go back to. If I never have to go back to Florida for any reason, then I might skip that going forward. I mean, I take such infrequent trips that basically every place that I've been to, I've generally liked. I like Boston. I love Chicago. I love Detroit for some odd reason. I really like. I thought that was a fun city to go to. Milwaukee's a lot of fun. I love Baltimore. Baltimore's great. Pittsburgh's beautiful. But I guess I would say, like, another trip to Florida might be too much. I wasn't in love with Washington, D.C., and I was only there briefly. Like, that was kind of a short, kind of weekend trip. Like, not in love with it. And it might have been because, at the age that I was at, I'm not going on vacation to go to more school. So, these kind of trips to learn shit wasn't really like in my favorites. So I would probably, if I had to go, I would probably like modify the way that I did that one. And, I mean, that might be it. I think everywhere else I kind of like, Yeah. That's, and then, I think my favorite vacation spot is, the third place that I would never go back to that I went was the island of St. Martin. Fuck that place. That place was shit. Lot of bugs, very humid the time that I went on vacation out there. Not a good trip. Bad communication between the place that we got the reservation, like the hotel that we stayed at was under construction and really shitty. Boo, St. Martin. Never go back there. So I got 3 out of it. Places I would go back to, Austin, Texas would be one of one. I think Chicago would be another one that I'd like to spend another few days there. And and maybe the Carolinas. I kind of like, the trips that I took when I was a kid to Raleigh, North Carolina. That was a lot of that was a different kind of fun because we were there for we had nuns in our family and they were having Jubilee ceremonies. So that was like, you really got treated like, you got on vacation and you're like staying at these like cottages like off the campuses that they worked at, and it was like really cool to like kind of see a different lifestyle and kind of tour there. So I think I would go back to the Carolinas for sure for like a week-long trip to see what it's all about.
Those nuns really know how to party. Crazy.
You'd be surprised.
Sure.
So
you were mentioning about DC and not like, hey, I'm on vacation, I don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to hear about how I've been to every Civil War battleground but never made it to the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Why have you been to every Civil War battleground and not to the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Because so we always took our family vacations. Columbus Day, it started the weekend of Columbus Day.
Okay.
Like that. So we packed up the car Friday night. Saturday we would hit the road. Like I was saying, my dad had a cousin who lived in Fairfax, Virginia. So we went down there, I think a couple of times, and we hit a lot of the Civil War battlegrounds in Virginia. One of the trips, we went down there, we hit a couple more Civil War battlegrounds. Then on our way back, hit Gettysburg. And then we were supposed to leave Gettysburg and then go to Cooperstown, but somebody got sick on the trip.
Oh.
And then the following year, we were somewhere else, and we were supposed to go to Cooperstown, and somebody else got sick. So I have a picture of myself outside the statue of Stonewall Jackson that's been knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the Battle of Bull Run. I've been to Gettysburg. Still have not made it to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
That's a bummer. I've been there like 3 times. Haven't been there
Nobody
recently.
cares. Nobody cares about your trips.
I haven't been there recently, but it's cool. Also, you're an adult now. You have an adult son.
I've been to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
So go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Get in your car, rent a car.
Sorry, I've been taking too many trips to Wisconsin,
A vacation on wheels.
North Carolina.
A vacation on wheels. You can pull this off. I have confidence. Maybe not this summer, but within the calendar year, we're gonna get you to the Baseball Hall of Fame, and not just electing you there, because I do think your stats really stack up. But yeah, I think that's.
I only got like 2 more years of eligibility.
That's
left,
yeah. I
and
mean,
then
but listen,
that's it. I'm off the ballot. So.
I hear you. That Veterans Committee really likes you. They took a shine to you.
Hey man, if Harold Baines gets in the Hall of Fame, I should be.
You should be. We should go to it so you can like make fun of Harold Baines's plaque. Just go all the way there with one mission. Like, I'm just going to go in real quick. I have to have a word with Harold Baines's plaque.
I'm going to bring a thing of spray paint and put an X over everybody who shouldn't be in there.
Shouldn't be in there? Oh, boy. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you should go. You really should go. And this is, this is me. I haven't been there in 30 years plus, but you should go. It's important that you go. And you'd probably cry a few times.
Oh, dude. We should do a live broadcast from there.
We should. Hey, Cooperstown, you want to have a Captain and Madden show remote there? Our ears are open. We're ready to go.
We'll interview Harold Baines. It'll be fun.
Listen, we'll talk to anybody that's controversial.
Unfortunately, we can't interview Dave Parker.
Rest in peace, Dave.
All right.
Cobra.
All right. R.I.P. Cobra.
R.I.P. Cobra. So we'll dedicate this episode to the Cobra, Dave
You're wondering
Parker.
what that noise is? It's just Dave Parker and the boys bopping.
They're just bopping, having cigarettes, wearing floppy hats in the dugout.
Dropping acid, pitching perfect games.
Yeah. So, I think that's it. I think we're back from vacation now. We've talked a lot of high points, a lot of low points when it comes to vacations. If there's anything you guys, as the listeners, the loyal listeners, if there's anything we missed about vacations that we should consider, or things we should consider doing on vacations, don't suggest jet skis. Fucking jet skis are for people that are in shape. They're not for chubby dudes that are like in at or close to their 50s. I'm just going to say this. That's a younger person or a more in shape person sport. I'm not getting on a jet ski. I'm not water skiing. I'm not jet skiing. I'm not going to the beach. So get that out of your thick heads too. So,
I'm guessing bodies of water are your bugaboos.
I love a pool. Big pool guy.
Yeah, but would you go whitewater rafting?
I did that, and I sucked at it, and I fell out of the boat twice.
What about just lazy river in it down?
I've never been.
Tube?
So the one time I went whitewater rafting, I was wet for like 3 days from that whitewater rafting trip. Like I can't say soaked to the bone enough. That like my body was put through the paces. I was sore and wet for 3 days.
Okay.
So thank you, but no thank you on the whitewater rafting. Will I sit like at like a cabin or a lodge and watch people whitewater raft? As long as I don't have to participate, absolutely. I'll watch anybody do anything, really. Like you'd be surprised. I'm a spectator sport guy.
I really wanted to do a jet ski on the cruise.
Well,
the wife wouldn't let me.
Yeah, well, she probably said like you're not a fit or young man. You're fit enough.
You don't have to be like.
You'd fall right off that thing, and you'd probably hurt yourself.
You sit on it, and you put a life jacket on.
There's not enough life jackets.
You're not one of these jackasses that are doing like tricks and shit on it. You just go out. I'm not trying to do like a 360 spin in the middle of the ocean. Just gonna go out.
Just ride a jet ski around.
Just ride a jet ski around. It's
All
like it's the same thing with a motorcycle. You could just get on a motorcycle and you could just drive. You don't have to like learn how to do wheelies or like do 80 miles an hour and go in between cars and traffic. You could just cruise on a motorcycle.
I guess. All right.
You don't have to be a jackass.
I didn't
Same thing on a
realize
jet
that.
ski.
I didn't realize this was the Daredevil and Madden show. It's really taken a. What's the?
Did I say I was jumping? Did I say I wanted to jump out of a helicopter and ski it from a mountain?
No, you
It's a
didn't.
jet ski.
I mean, would you? Would you?
No, no. Doing that would involve. I hate heights.
Yeah.
I really have no desire to ever go in a helicopter. I don't like winter, so skiing is kind of out of. Like,
Oh, I did,
that's-
I did skiing once too. I broke a.
Yeah.
My nose was. I ran into the back of a 7-year-old's boot while I was trying to take myself doing French fries on the bunny slope, and I fell and I rolled, and I upended a 7-year-old. Her boot binding went into the top of my nose and created a gusher for me, so that wasn't fun. That was the end of my skiing trip. My buddy Ron went up and down or our buddy Ron, I should say. Happy birthday to Ron Hines this week, by the way. He's a very good skier, so he had a good afternoon skiing by himself, and I had a good afternoon drinking beers at the lodge. So, spectator sport guy. That's what I am. My days of participating in major sports are dwindling.
But you never fell off a bar stool, so.
No. Listen. I might have, but
You don't remember doing it.
that's exactly like I erased that memory from myself. So, all right. Well, this took a turn at the end. I felt like we were going in the right direction, and I think it's become basically, I think we're talking too negative at the end. What's next week's topic?
So for next week, I think we're going to talk. We're going to do a little more sports oriented.
Oh,
Try to get back to the sports part of our show.
that's right.
Excuse me. And we're going to go with favorite teams that we like to root against.
So let's rephrase that. Just teams that we like to root against, not favorite. Like, who's your favorite team to root against? Is that
Oh no!
is that a way to say
yeah.
that? Your favorite team to
the
root
best
against? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is. Can we technically call this Planet of Hate?
If you really want to.
These are like the
here's
celebrities
the
we don't
thing.
like.
You're finding teams that like you to almost take more enjoyment watching this team lose.
Okay. Now
Than seeing your team win. So then that would
I'm on
make
board.
it a favorite. So
Fair play.
Because yeah, my team lost, but so did
yeah.
so and so.
All right. I got you. All right.
So I'm happy. I'm
I'm
I'll
happy
deal with
when
my
they
lo-
lose.
I'll take the L because guess what? So did somebody else.
Okay. All right. Okay. Planet of Hate reinvigorated next week. So yeah, there's a lot to think about. I am going to. So we're gonna close out. We're gonna get back into "Will Travel" by Tim Berry. I called him Will Berry. I was wrong. It's Tim Berry. We'll get that as our outro song, and there will be a vacation and
You
traveling.
sure it's not Tristan Berry?
It's not. No. Also a great musician, but couldn't find any of his stuff on Spotify. But there will be a playlist of traveling and vacation songs published. So check that out in the comments section on social media for this episode. Get ready for our antics next week on the Captain and Madden show. So for Michael Corby, the captain on that end, this is Mike Madden on this end. and we hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Bye, Mike.
And